In the heart of the vibrant village of Ilesa, lived Princess Kemi, a young woman cursed with a heartbreaking secret. At just 16, Kemi discovered her curse when a simple kiss to a boy she adored led to his tragic death from painful boils and burns. Her touch, meant to be a gesture of affection, brought only suffering and harm. Kemi's life became a blend of isolation and sorrow. Her curse made it impossible for her to have any intimate relationship. Each time she tried to reach out to someone, they would suffer from mysterious wounds, boils, or burns. The villagers of Ilesa were filled with a mixture of pity and fear. They whispered about the curse, avoiding physical contact with Kemi and distancing themselves from her. The king and queen, Kemi's parents, were heartbroken. They desperately sought help from juju men and witches to lift the curse, but to no avail. Despite their efforts, the curse remained an unshakable shadow over Kemi's life, making her a tragic figure in the village. Her parents kept her curse a secret, hoping to shield her from further shame and rejection, but their silence only fueled the rumors and fears of the villagers. As the years passed, news spread across the land about Princess Kemi's impending marriage. The village of Ilesa buzzed with excitement and curiosity as suitors from neighboring kingdoms prepared to meet the enchanted princess. The grand event was set to showcase the village's finest traditions and offer Kemi a chance at a new beginning. Kemi, however, was plagued with dread. The prospect of meeting each suitor filled her with anxiety. She knew that her curse would make any attempt at closeness painful for the men who came to win her heart. Despite the preparations and celebrations, her heart remained heavy with the knowledge of the suffering her touch would bring. Her parents, the king and queen, hoped that one of the suitors might have the courage and compassion to understand her plight. Yet, deep inside, Kemi feared that her curse would make her future as lonely as her past. The first suitor to arrive was Prince Ade, a handsome and confident young man from the neighboring kingdom. With high hopes and a hopeful heart, he approached Princess Kemi, eager to win her affection. Prince Ade tried to engage Kemi in conversation, but she remained distant, unable to risk harming him with her touch. Despite her reservations, Kemi felt a deep connection with Prince Ade and decided to allow a brief touch, hoping for a chance at happiness. As they exchanged a flower and shared a hug, Kemi was filled with a mix of hope and fear. She desperately wanted to believe that the curse could be overcome. However, the next morning, Prince Ade woke up in agony. Boils and burns covered his body, a stark reminder of Kemi's curse. The once hopeful prince succumbed to his suffering and passed away. The king and queen did their best to conceal the true cause of his death, but rumors began to spread. Kemi was devastated by Prince Ade's fate, and the village grew more apprehensive. The curse that had once been a hidden shadow now became a visible specter, haunting every suitor who came to Ilesa. The second suitor, Prince Duma, arrived in Ilesa with a mixture of confidence and curiosity. Unlike Prince Ade, he was determined to uncover the truth about Kemi's mysterious behavior. As the prince approached Kemi, he noticed her reluctance to make physical contact and began to question the reasons behind it. Despite his initial skepticism, Prince Duma found himself drawn to Kemi. He had heard whispers about her curse but was intrigued by her. One night, while Kemi was sleeping, Prince Duma made a bold decision. He touched her hand, hoping to reveal the truth behind the rumors. The next morning, Prince Duma woke up with a foul smell emanating from his body. No one could go near him without gagging, and the stench spread throughout the village. Enraged and desperate to explain his condition, Prince Duma publicly accused Kemi of being cursed. He revealed that she had opened up to him about her situation, yet he had touched her despite the warnings. The villagers, now more fearful and judgmental, turned their backs on Kemi. The curse that had once been whispered about was now openly discussed, making Kemi a source of both pity and scorn. As rumors about Princess Kemi's curse spread, the village of Ilesa became a hub of speculation and fear. Elders and villagers alike discussed ancient prophecies and the possibility of magical curses. Whispers of dark juju and powerful witchcraft filled the air, and Kemi's plight became a subject of fascination and dread. The villagers spoke of a curse that had been placed upon Kemi by a vengeful witch or a powerful juju man. They recounted tales of curses meant to punish those who had crossed magical boundaries. As stories circulated, they became more exaggerated, painting Kemi as a source of misfortune and despair. Kemi, once a figure of sympathy, now faced mockery and exclusion. Her curse had turned her into a living legend of sorrow, and every new story added to her isolation. Children taunted her, and adults avoided her presence, leaving her to navigate her life in a growing sea of prejudice. The once hopeful anticipation for her suitors had turned into a grim reality. No man was willing to approach her, fearing the repercussions of the curse. Kemi became a symbol of tragedy, a living reminder of the power of ancient curses and the fear they could instill in even the bravest hearts. With the village's despair reaching new heights, a new suitor arrived. Chief Olyamide, a man known for his bravery and wisdom. Unlike the previous suitors, Chief Olyamide was determined to break Kemi's curse. He believed that if anyone could succeed where others had failed, it would be him. Chief Olyamide proposed a daring test. He suggested that Kemi and he should perform a ritual together, believing it might reveal a way to lift the curse. His plan was to touch her directly and see if his own strength and resolve could counteract the curse's effects. Kemi was both intrigued and terrified by the chief's proposal. She had never met someone so determined to help her, but she feared what might happen. Chief Olyamide's approach was unorthodox, and his willingness to face the curse head-on was both admirable and frightening. The ritual began with intense ceremonies and incantations, as the chief and Kemi stood close together. As they engaged in the ritual, Kemi's emotions were pushed to their limits. The strain of the ritual and her fear of harming the chief created a tumultuous atmosphere. Despite Chief Olyamide's bravery, the ritual's outcome was uncertain. The emotional and physical strain on Kemi was immense, and the results of the test remained unclear. Kemi's hope for a resolution was now intertwined with the chief's daring actions, leaving her future hanging in the balance. As the curse continued to torment Kemi, the origins of her suffering became more evident. Flashbacks revealed the painful truth. The curse had been placed on her by a disgruntled juju man who had been wronged by her family years ago. His anger had resulted in a powerful curse designed to prevent any form of happiness or intimacy in Kemi's life. Kemi's struggle with the curse had been a constant source of heartache. Each failed suitor and each painful touch had reinforced her isolation. Her longing for a normal life was overshadowed by the fear of causing harm to those she cared about. The hidden truth of her curse was a heavy burden that Kemi had borne alone, revealing the depth of her suffering and the complexity of her situation. The tension in Ilesa reached its peak when a dramatic confrontation occurred. Kemi's curse, once a whispered secret, was laid bare for all to see. During a village gathering, where tensions were high and emotions ran deep, Kemi's true secret was exposed. The revelation came after a heated argument between Kemi and Chief Olyamide, who had failed in his attempt to lift the curse. In a moment of frustration and desperation, Kemi broke down and shared the full extent of her curse with the entire village. She recounted the origins of the curse, the pain it had caused her, and the tragic fates of the suitors who had tried to win her hand. The villagers were stunned. The fear and pity that had surrounded Kemi now turned into a mix of shock and sympathy. Some saw her as a victim of a cruel fate, while others struggled to reconcile their fear with their newfound understanding of her plight. The once mocking whispers now became murmurs of empathy and regret. In the midst of despair, a mysterious old woman appeared in the village. Her presence was comforting. The villagers whispered about her, unsure if she was a witch or a wise woman with ancient knowledge. She approached Kemi with a glimmer of hope in her eyes. The old woman offered Kemi a potential solution to her curse. She spoke of a rare and powerful remedy that could be found in the depths of the sacred forest, guarded by ancient spirits. The remedy, she claimed, could neutralize the curse and allow Kemi to live a normal life. Kemi was faced with a choice: to embark on a dangerous journey into the sacred forest and risk everything for a chance at a normal life, or to remain in the village, continuing her life of isolation. The decision weighed heavily on her, and the possibility of change sparked a faint but powerful hope within her. With the mysterious old woman's offer lingering in her mind, Kemi faced a heart-wrenching decision. The thought of finally breaking free from her curse and experiencing a life of happiness was both exhilarating and terrifying. The sacred forest, with its unknown dangers and ancient secrets, held the key to her future. As Kemi prepared for the journey, the village of Ilesa watched with a mix of hope and apprehension. If you want part 2 of this story, please leave a comment. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Till we meet again.